Hi everyone and welcome back, and this is the video or the workout you're going to be seeing in this video, an indicator workout for what somebody can currently run in the 1600 meter or 3200 meter. The workout is 8 times 400 with exactly 3 minutes in between, not 310, not 250, but exactly 3 minutes. The idea being of this workout is it builds the acid levels to a point of where it would be at these race intensities. So if you can handle this workout and hold every single rep, not the average, but every single rep into this range, this is what you should be able to do. If you have somebody that's more of a distance runner, they're more likely to hit this one. If they're more middle distance, hit here. If they're perfectly even, they should be able to hit both of these metrics if they can hit all 8 right in this range. So in this workout that we're doing tomorrow, you will see I'll probably be telling them exactly 8. This will be the first time that we do this, so I'm actually only going to take them to 6, maybe 7. I'm not really going to complete this full workout. I just want to get an idea of where they are. We only started doing speed workout, speed or glycolytic type workouts, ones that produce acid, about 3 weeks ago, so they're not quite ready to fully do this. This is a really hard workout to actually maintain. The pace isn't crazy, but the fact that it's only 3 minutes, they will not clear the acid. You need, more like 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes to clear the acid. So really the 3 minutes is extending out the elevated acid levels. As you saw in the title thumb, almost 30 minutes of this elevated acid level when you count the actual rep time and the time in between. So it's almost a worse thing that they have that time in between than if you gave them a little bit less rest with that intensity. So the idea being is, let's say, I know we have a kid in our group named Jania, who I'm going to suggest that she run all of hers at 75. She just ran a mile this weekend at 5:27. So there's really no point in her trying to do this. She's already past that. She's not quite at this number yet, but her last 2 miles was a while ago. She's going to run the 2 mile again this week. So I'm going to suggest for her that she hold this intensity. She can do it. Should be able to go 5:17 and 11:33 if everything is perfectly balanced and equal and everything. We have a boy who we're going to try and get him to see if he's able to do this. His PR right now is 4:31. He's probably going to be more in the 63 range, which would be a nice PR, but the thing is, he's already hit this time. He's got 9:41 this season, so he's kind of in between two. If you were kind of gauging where you'd want to be, you probably want somebody to err on the side of being a little more aggressive on this just to see where they are. But if they can hit them all, they can do it. Now, let's say, for example, Jared is the boy who I'm going to suggest do this. If he goes out and hits the first 6, which 6 or 7 we're going to do, then it means that maybe he could hold on. But if he goes out, maybe he hits the first 3 or 4 at 60, and then 1 slips to 61 or 62, and then he comes back and holds it, he's not ready to go 420 or 925 yet. You have to hit all of them. So it's not your normal kind of workout. You want to do this a couple times for kids to kind of get a feel for it. So this will be the first time this season. As I mentioned, we're not going to actually complete this workout. We're going to come back in, I believe it's 2 weeks after this first showing. They'll have about 5 weeks of glycolytic work. They'll have that much more aerobic work. They'll have more racing on them, and they'll be doing it a second time. So when you see this video again, and I'll probably link it to this video down below, when we get to that point, you'll probably see a more successful just because they're in better shape aerobically and more importantly anaerobically, but also they'll have done this one time before. So let's go ahead and see how things played out.
So the indicator workout, the idea being is your level of fitness and the aerobic system gets us there, okay? Now what we're doing with the anaerobic system allows us to, remember I've talked about things like the critical zone, closing things out. All the other work has gotten us to this point, and now we have to be able to finish it out. So the indicator workout kind of sees where are we in terms of overall fitness, not just aerobic fitness. Can we go out and run for 90 minutes or whatever? But what else do we have in terms of anaerobic fitness, which is a big part of it too. So as a reminder, this is the guy that, ooh, there's a horsefly or something in here. This is the thing that causes the issue. If you're running, say, an all-out 400, an all-out 800, even in the 1600 and the 3200, this is what stops us, the acid buildup, okay? This stays for about a quarter of a second, and then this splits off, the lactate, and then this guy causes the issue as it drops the pH in your legs. Okay, we've talked about this before. We measure the lactate because the molecule is so much bigger, but they come in a 1-to-1 ratio. Okay, so that's what we're dealing with here today. And we've talked about there's different levels of fatigue that comes from dropping pH levels based on your race that we're doing. Sitting here at rest, your anaerobic system is still working, okay? 0.8 to 1.8 millimoles of lactate, because all the energy systems are working all the time. It's not true to say that one turns on and one turns off. They're always working. If the anaerobic system turned off, your aerobic system would not work, because it uses the hydrogen ions for its own fuel source. So we would die if we didn't have this working all the time, okay? 10,000 has a lower lactate level than the 400. So this is basically what we're testing. How fit are we in terms of able to tolerate this? When we went out and we ran the 400 meter test, it really hurt afterwards. We did those 200s last week, and it's gonna hurt a lot more to do those now than in the future, even though we're producing less acid, because less acid hurts us more. We don't have the buffering agents to neutralize the acid. Later on in the season, we're going to be able to tolerate more of the acid because we're going to have more blood. Hemoglobin neutralizes acid, okay? Sodium bicarbonate, as you expose yourself to acid, we did the 400 meter test about 3 weeks ago now. We did the intensive tempo workout, we did the 200s, we did the shorter races. Your body's like, crap, I'm getting my acid level dropping, I can't have this, I better store sodium bicarbonate, which is actually what you take if you have like acid, acid reflux, heartburn, okay? Your body stores it, and that's gonna help you to neutralize the acid. You're gonna have more enzymes to produce energy anaerobically, and basically this is a fancy way of saying your body can produce more acid because it's producing more energy that's causing the acid, okay?
This is where the fun begins.
Set, go! Second group.
You're running 7-2?
I'm gonna try to. Okay. Set, go! Nineteen. $35. $50. $60. 68, 9, 70, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Write it down. You were close to 73. I don't think I'm gonna be able to hold 72. All right, first, or this group. Set, go. Come on, Albert. 20. 35. 52. 62. 8, 9, 70, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Huh?
It goes.
Good stuff.
No break.
You ready? Set, go! $34, 5. $52. 65, 68, 1, 72, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, get there. It's good.
One eternity later.
Hit this target, and we are donezo, okay?
You trying to like start up there, coach?
Set, go! $35. $50. $65, 7, 8, 9, 70, 1, 2, 3, 4.
So just want to highlight some of the things that you saw. It was a really windy day, which probably affected things just a little bit. But the kids still did a really great job. They would have easily done the 8, but I don't want to do too much of this too early. But I just want to point out a couple of kids that are very close that probably would have been able to manage it had we gone out all the way to that point. So this is a freshman named Matt on the team. Young man who's done very well, considering he's only been running about 4 to 6 weeks, something like that. No running experience before this. The week before this, he went 2:14. The week before that, he went 5:29, and in his first 2 mile, he went, I believe it was 12:24 about 3 weeks ago at this point. So he was targeting 75 on his reps because he wanted to be 5:17. He'd already been under 5:30. He's never broken 12, so he wanted to see how he did on that. I would say that Matt lends himself a little bit more to the shorter side of things, so I think this would be a little bit more feasible right now than right here. This would be a PR if you went down one sort of target, but that was the idea, 75, because he'd already done this in the mile. So he went out 75 on the first one, and then 74, 74, 74, 73, and then went 69 when he knew it was his last one going through. So considering he was just kind of cutting on this, Matt probably would have been able to maintain this for all 8. He is going to be running the 2 mile this week, so we'll see how close it is to an 11:33, maybe somewhere in between this, maybe crack that 12-minute barrier for the first time as a new as a new runner, and the next week out he'll tackle the mile one more time before our group goes up to FSU Relays, which is one of the bigger meets of the season. He'll go back down to the 2 mile if he's able to crack 12 minutes. That's the entry standard here for the consolation 2 mile for boys. One other person, this is Jania. We talked about her a little bit in the setup. She had just gone out the week before and gone under 5:30 for the first time. She went 5:27. She's not cracked the 12-minute barrier yet. She's gone 12:12. 2 weeks prior, I think that when she goes out, if she had run it this week, would have been right there, if not under. So that's why we were targeting this 5:17, 11:33. Gigi's a kid who historically had been much more of a distance kid, but is showing great promise in her shorter stuff this year at 5:27 in her mile versus 12:12 in the 2 mile. That one's probably just a one peg a little bit below. We'll see how she does in the 2 mile this week. She went 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, and again, when she did his last one, 72, she was able to give a little bit more. Again, I'm thinking that this is very, very doable. Our goal for her this weekend is to be under 12, since she's never done that. If she goes under, if she was able to run this weekend, 11:38 is the invitational entry standard for FSU 2 mile. If she does that, she'll run in that one. But we're trying to, it's a little bit closer. Under 5:20 is the invitational mile at FSU. So basically, she's going to get one more crack at this one, and then the week after, one more crack at this one. If she gets, whichever one she gets in the elite race, we'll kind of run her in. FSU is a very, very fast track, so I like for the kids to run their 2 mile there. But if she's in the invitation, we'll run her there. So that's the idea behind the workout. If you have any questions, please ask in the comments down below. If you like this video, please think about liking, subscribing, or sharing it around. And until next time, this has been Coachy TV.